Hey, welcome to Screenplay Junkie. My name's Drew Hellmich, and I'm a screenwriter. Film is a pretty sweet medium of art. However, before anything can make it to the big screen, it must start as a blueprint, text on paper. So if you're a fellow addict of film and storytelling, come join us as we take a look at various types of screenplays, short stories, and other source material that were crucial to the creation of the stories that we all love. I must warn you, though, there will be spoilers, so I do recommend being familiar with the title that's being discussed. Sound good? Cool. Then let's get started. Got enemies closing 20 meters.
Beep, beep, beep.
15 meters.
Beep, 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 beep.
7 meters.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. How did we forget to check the ceiling?
I don't know.
How did we forget to check the ceiling?
I don't know how.
How did they forget to check the ceiling?
I don't know, dude. Where were the blueprints? Why didn't you check those stupid, easily bustable roof plans, dude?
Colonial Marines, my ass. They go fucking millions of miles in outer space and they forget to check the ceiling.
I know. And yeah, those things were made out of like freaking drywall. That was amazing. Hey, what's going on? This is the first episode of Screenplay Junkie. This is awesome. This is exciting. I'm your host, Drew Hellmich. Alongside me, I have
Matthew Hellmich here, the younger brother of Drew.
And the very first episode, we're going to be discussing 1986, James Cameron's Aliens. Now, you must be wondering, why not Alien? Why not Alien 3? Why not Alien 4? Why not any other title in the Alien franchise? Why not any other movie that exists in the world? Well, we love the movie Aliens, and it just happens to be the very first screenplay that I've ever read. So, now, what are your general thoughts of the script, Matt? What did you think after reading it?
Well, I've seen the movie, at least 20 times. Read the script once. Just read it about a week ago now, and I love both. And reading the script helped me even love the movie even more and have a greater appreciation for it.
Totally. I absolutely agree. This was actually my third time reading it. And, before I even read it, I agree with you. Movie's amazing. And the writing style is awesome. James Cameron is a fantastic writer. I suggest you read any James Cameron script. So I love this script. It's amazing. So this script, we actually read the first draft. At least that's what it is claimed to be. Who knows if that's absolutely true?
And it is amazing too. You got to say, like, that first draft, you have to look at it through Cameron's eyes, like thinking, okay, this is before they made the movie, so everything was just in his mind, and then he took it to the movie.
Right,
he made it into what it is, and wow.
It's just amazing.
Owen Wilson. Wow. Right? It's fucking amazing.
No, it's amazing that he was able to just look at Alien and then just build off the original story. This thing is perfect. I think it's a nearly flawless script. We're going to talk about it later, but so this first draft is dated May 28th, 1985. Now, Matt, will you please provide us the IMDb specs for us, please?
Yes, I will go ahead and read the log line here. Ellen Ripley is rescued by a deep salvage team after being in hypersleep for 57 years. The moon that the Nostromo, their ship, visited has been colonized, but contact is lost. This time, colonial marines have impressive firepower, but will that be enough?
And this was, what did we say the film came out? It was July 18th, 1986.
That's correct.
Right? So apparently, after Cameron, again, supposedly wrote this first draft, the finished film came out a year and 2 months later.
Unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. But once if you've already established yourself in Hollywood, I guess director writer, you're able to do that because you have a lot of power.
Right, because he had made Terminator before.
Right.
Before this, right?
And that's actually an amazing script too. I recommend that as well. What else do we have here? So Oh yes. What actors were in this movie? Just the notable ones. You don't even have to go through the whole cast.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was not in this movie.
But he was in Terminator.
And True Lies.
Yeah, no, actors for this. Well, the lead has to be Sigourney Weaver, right?
As Ellen Ripley.
Sigourney Weaver, yes. And then also in the movie, Carrie Henn, she plays Newt. Then we have Michael Biehn playing Hicks. Paul Reiser plays Burke. Lance Henriksen plays Bishop. And then, of course, Bill Paxton plays Private Hudson.
God
one of
rest
the
his
more
soul.
memorable performances in the movie.
And one more spec. What budget do we got on this thing? How much was this movie made for?
Budget-wise, wow. This kind of lowballs me, like in my mind. $18.5 million was the budget for this movie. You want to know how much it grossed?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Cumulative worldwide, $131 million.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how much 18 million was in 1986 compared to today's 18 million, but I know that's still pretty amazing because I believe this was it either won an Oscar or was nominated for best special effects. We don't need to confirm that, but if my memory is correct, I believe that's how it went.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's just trust your memory.
All right, I'm totally cool with that. Okay, let's get into the story. In this section, we're going to be going through the screenplay chronologically, and basically what we're going to be doing is pointing out the main differences that we found during individual reads, and basically just pointing out anything else that we found to be interesting between this draft and the completed film. All right, so Ripley's been cryogenically frozen for 57 years. They discover her, and it's kind of cool. Within the first 10 pages, Cameron has basically made Ripley lose everything. She's, like I said, she's been floating in space for 57 years, so she's been gone from society. Her daughter, thus, has grown old and has died, and because of the Nostromo from Alien, the ship that she was the flight captain, or whatever her position was she destroyed it. Her license as, here we go, a commercial flight officer was indefinitely suspended.
Right, so she did lose everything, but she did manage to keep her cat, which just shows that
she had her pet still, Jonesy.
If you have a pet, you still have a reason to live.
Yes, if you're a crazy pet person.
Yeah.
In the script, Where's Basky? He actually has a purpose, whereas in the movie,
he just gets killed.
He's just a random
guy.
guy.
Without any regard at all whatsoever.
Well, the funny thing is, Where's Basky? His last name is funny because in the film when they're looking for him,
his last name is funny just to say, "Where's Basky?"
Right.
Where's Basky?
Right. But in the movie when they're saying Where's Basky, like I thought the guy's last name was Basky. And they're like, "Look, where is he?"
Where's Basky? Yeah.
But in the script, Where's Basky has lines, and he's the protector of Ripley. Hicks assigns Where's Basky to be basically a bodyguard for Ripley.
And substantial lines. Like, he has many lines.
Yeah,
as you go through and you read.
Right, and I noticed that Where's Basky's lines in the script were actually given to Frost's character in the film. So just that the difference, it's pretty funny. Also, while we're in the same...
Only someone wearing a Wayland t-shirt would notice a difference like that.
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot to mention that as well. I am a huge... I'm even wearing a Wayland Yutani Building Better World shirt. So, anyways, while we're talking about Where's Basky having the Frost lines, there is no Bishop iconic scene with Hudson with the knife in the script.
Yeah, which I don't know who came up with it or how it got into the movie, but I love it, and I'm glad it did.
I know. Sure. I mean, reading it, you're just looking for the how the movie would play out. But of course, there's many revisions that take place before it actually gets to the screen. Moving on, I just had a favorite passage that I want to describe here. This is when we're at LV 426 and the team discovers the face huggers in those. What do you call them? Those like tubes, you know?
Sure. Scientific tubes.
Yeah, that's a scientific term for them.
For research.
And I just want to describe or actually read Cameron's descriptions here because I thought this was a pretty cool description of the facehugger. So it is as followed. They looked like jars containing severed arthritic hands, the palsied fingers curled in a death rictus. Structurally, they are more like spiders with sickening translucent skin, a flaccid scrotal body, gill-like organs underneath drifting in the suspension fluid. Something you definitely do not want on your face, for example. And it's funny because, I mean, in Alien, we already know what the facehugger is, so he didn't, in the script, I mean, he really did not have to go into this detail to actually describe the creature. Right. But, I mean, I think it's a really fantastic description of what the facehugger looks like.
Yeah, I mean, just a great showcase of his writing skills.
Oh, yeah, totally. And then also another difference is with Newt, which I think is a great foreshadow to later on when her knowledge of the air ducts. They supposedly, Newt and the colonist kids play a game called Monster Maze. And, I mean, I just think this reference is crucial to just how she can navigate herself through the air ducts. I mean,
yeah, and to how she survived for however long until the Colonial Marines even showed up there to figure out why there was no contact with LV-426 in the first place.
Right, and I mean also it's I think it's cool because in a way it kind of parallels her to the Xenomorphs because that's supposedly their main form of travel, just through these tiny spaces.
Right, and she just runs around with a doll's head instead of like a full body, so that kind of makes her like a monster as well.
What happened to the torso?
I just have my dog's head because I don't like the body.
What happened to the torso?
I don't know. Yeah, little Casey. Yeah, just never had a body, only a head.
And the shot when the doll's face is just sinking in the water when Newt gets taken is real creepy.
Very eerie. Yes.
Also, while we're talking about Newt, for whatever reason, was so quick to call Ripley Mommy.
Mommy.
And she just completely just forgot about her real family. Why?
I don't know. I'm buying it kind of just because, like, when you're how old did this say she was? Like
she was
7,
6.
6 years old. Yeah, if you're 6 years old and your family's dead or whatever, and you're alone for fucking I don't even care, like a third of a year.
I don't know how long she was there for.
4 months, 5 months.
I don't know.
I mean, if it's we're talking outer space. I mean, it could have been.
So who knows how long?
Years.
Who knows how long it took to get there from Earth to LV-426?
You're gonna be pretty quick to just resort back to your innate like feelings or emotions or whatever that might be, and you see a woman and she's caring for you, you're gonna call her mommy.
Well, and it was perfect. I mean, so Newt, in her case, yes, she was looking for a mother, and Ripley had lost her daughter already, so they were perfect for each other.
Yeah, James Cameron really he threw that one in there to fucking sweet it up. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Next, we have the Gorman injury. The lieutenant, the very inexperienced lieutenant in charge of the Colonial Marines on purpose.
The movie makes him such more of like a dipshit, and then the screenplay...
Oh, he's a dipshit still.
He's still a dipshit, but he gets some glory in the way he gets injured.
Oh, absolutely. So, after they discover where the colonist bodies are, and after their first encounter with the Xenomorphs, where
they get shit on.
Basically, yeah, most of the Colonial Marines get killed off here.
At least half of them, right? I mean, we haven't gone through and done the numbers.
Totally.
We haven't gone through and done the research. We haven't done the numbers.
They get massacred. Yeah. They basically get massacred.
At least half.
When everyone's in the APC, Ripley's driving, they're leaving. Gorman, in the script, he actually gets ripped out of the APC, and the alien's tail stinger, he gets stabbed with it. Apparently, this is how they paralyze their victims and bring them to the hive.
To be cocooned and,
right.
like, face-hugged by the facehugger.
Right.
Impregnated.
So he gets stung, and then, I can't remember how they get rid of the alien, but they pull him back in, however. But in the movie, just a fire extinguisher falls on his head and knocks him out.
Yeah.
So you're right. He gets a little more glory with this injury here, except for just something falling on his head. Yes. Next, we have when Ripley finds Burke cocooned. Do you want to take this one, Matt?
Yeah, sure. So this is at the finale of the film when Ripley is going back to save Newt because she believes she's alive and just being taken back to the lair to be impregnated by a facehugger. And as she's moving into the lair, she stumbles across Burke, who had been taken and secreted into the wall, right? And Burke wakes up and tells Ripley, like, hey, like, what's going on here? Like, kill me, whatever. And
right.
What does she do? She gives him a grenade.
I mean, I was like, dude, you're going to need that. Why are you wasting it on this douchebag?
For sure, yeah. I mean, she could have just capped him, maybe, like 2 shots, right? 1 to the head, 1 to the chest. That eliminates both your enemies, Burke and the stupid alien. But
right.
A grenade, that's guaranteed to do them both.
I know. I mean, I would have just let him. I mean, yeah, this is sounding
and it's pretty badass. Like
up,
she's like walking away in slow motion, like Burke's just like his head's flying across the room. The alien's like, like hell yeah, man. Where was that shot, James Cameron? Where the fuck was that?
I don't know why they got rid of that. I mean, that would have been
it's a
interesting.
It's a deleted scene. Buy the DVD package and you'll get it.
Nice plug.
Yeah. I was trying to think of like something smarter to say, like after buy the DVD package, like, and I just couldn't think. I couldn't think of anything like that fast to say that was that relevant.
Also, we got some more description of how the alien hive works. So he actually describes more than just the warriors that we always see and the queen that we eventually see later on. We actually get a look at. He describes a drone xenomorph, and basically their job is just to tend to the nest and move around the eggs, and they're described as like they're smaller than the warriors, and they're albino in color. So that was kind of cool. We never got to see those. We only got to see the two the 2 species there.
Yes, they're like little alien secretaries, and they're
basically yes,
they're like albino xenomorph secretaries, just taking care of business, working 12-hour days,
nannies.
They're working all day, and they're getting paid minimum wage. My God. Yeah, right. That'll get you off. You'll lose your train of thought. I do some shit like that.
And then next, this is just the similar ending to Alien, where at the very end, Ripley sends the Queen out through the Jesus, I can't even think of it.
The anus of the ship.
Yes, the anus of the ship.
Yeah. You just hit a button and it opens, and it's just like.
Yeah, it just pooped the Queen out.
No, there has to be like a scientific name.
Yeah, it's just, oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah,
my brain's just dead right now.
Yeah, I'm tired. And but we're experts and we know this. So it was like a lock, some kind of lock,
airlock.
Wow,
unbelievable.
It's airlock.
We finally got it.
Ripley, she gonna blast out the airlock and then yeah.
Ripley sends the Queen out of the airlock, just like an alien, and then we begin with Ripley wakening, nightmare stricken. Her and Newt both nightmare stricken, and then at the end, they're able to dream. They're able to go to sleep. There's a lot of nightmare and dreams, dream theme motifs.
A sweet ending, yeah, for a movie filled with like post-traumatic stress disorder causing events.
Right.
I don't know how I'd ever be able to sleep after having an encounter with a xenomorph.
All right, cool. So that's Aliens. What were your last thoughts about it, Matt?
Man, I love this movie, and I love the script as well, but if you made me pick, I think I would have to say I like the movie better, just because it's easier on my brain to sit there and watch a screen than actually read and try to absorb information.
Oh, right. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, I love both. Yeah, the cool part about the script is just recognizing and seeing the work that was put into it before the movie was actually made. I just love finding the differences in these kind of things. I think it's really cool.
I also think it's really cool just to see his writing and then to see the finished product. Like,
right.
Like the shots in the movie and everything that went on, like, were obviously in his brain when he was writing the script, and it's just so cool to see it go from paper to the big screen.
Yeah, and another difference, well, not even a difference, but something I noticed about James Cameron's scripts was I actually would have loved to see the director's notes, the shot list that he had within the script, because he actually did that in Terminator, and it was really cool just trying to understand what his thought process was while he was writing it. And I guess just a last note is I'm still amazed that this first draft was, it's so similar to the actual movie. I just think that's really awesome.
It's pretty cool. I mean, like, usually a producer, someone wants to come in and change things, right? But not here. It's awesome.
Right. Yeah, so what else you got going? What are you reading anything? You watching anything? Playing any video games right now that you're liking?
I've kind of quit playing video games just to, try to stay busy on more important things. But reading-wise, I haven't started, but I really want to read the Superbad script. The original one by, Seth Rogen and
Evan Goldberg.
Some other Jewish guy, yeah.
Evan Goldberg, yeah. They actually started writing that in high school.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It's a good script. What am I doing? I haven't really watched anything recently. I'm reading The Man in the High Castle by Philip K. Dick. It's a pretty cool novel.
That's a movie, or I think that's a TV show.
It's a show,
actually.
yeah.
On Hulu, I believe.
Yeah, I've never watched the show, but basically what that's about is it's an alternate universe where if the Allies had lost World War II, so the Nazis and the Japanese take over America. It's an interesting novel.
That's insanity.
I'll tell you what video game I'm not playing: Aliens: Colonial Marines. Even though I love Aliens, but that game was little bit of a disappointment. Maybe that's probably an understatement, actually, but we're not going to get into that. So yeah, cool. You know what? I actually like your idea. Let's do Superbad for the next episode.
Yes, next episode, Superbad, people. Get ready. Get ready to laugh.
All right, cool. See you guys then.